We're live. This is day two. Hi, Carol. I'm glad to be with all of you on day two as well. I'm going to show you comments since it's so beautiful. Hi, Carol, and welcome everybody. So, hi, Jamie. I see you guys. I'm going to let you join in, everybody. While you're doing that, I'm actually checking to make sure that we are live on the Simplicity Circle page and in the group. By the way, the difference of being in the group and on the page is that in the group, you first of all get to be chosen for a $500 gift certificate prize when you participate. And most importantly, you get to enjoy the rest of the discussions in the group. So it's going to be just a way for us to connect even beyond this challenge, especially if you relate to the concept of simplicity entrepreneurship, which I'm very much in support of. You know, simplicity entrepreneurship is all about creating and growing and scaling your business without the complexity associated with the traditional business growth methods and models. So we have a lot of people joining. So let me start. Let me just make sure that we are live everywhere. And the technology is cooperating today. Welcome. I see Mary, Donna, Suzanne, Diane, welcome. Enjoyed the homework. I love that. Where else do you hear that, right? Enjoy the homework. You don't get to hear that in school. Beverly, Janet from Sedona, welcome. All right, and what I'm going to do is actually going to let people know why we're getting together. So this is go-to-expertchallenge.com. By the way, if you're watching this as a recorded version later, what you may want to do is probably skip a little bit further into the recording so that we start talking about today's assignment. Hi, friend. Good to see you. Allura, I see you. It's nice to see you again. And Lena is here. You missed the live streaming yesterday, and you're here today. Yay. Corey from Toronto. Awesome. Welcome, guys. All right. Well, we have a lot of people gathering. So why don't we talk about today's assignment? Wow, there's a lot of people. Okay. This is always great. I love that. So this is day two of the Go-to-Expert Challenge, and, you know, become the Go-to-Expert Challenge. And, you know, there's so many comments. There's been a huge participation. I love it. And there's also so much different kind of expertise and background in the group as you've seen already. And I'm curious, any aha moments so far, any takeaways from yesterday? Go ahead and post it. Start with the word takeaway so I can read your takeaway, maybe even show it on the screen, just to get a feeling for how this challenge is going for you. I really love knowing that I'm facilitating breakthroughs whenever I can, right? So if you can share, that would be great. And while you're doing that, I noticed reading your comments, guys, that when someone struggles with a topic, it's usually because they're also struggling to identify the community that they want to serve, right? So here's the thing. We need to help our clients, our ideal clients, to find us. Can you imagine how confusing it must be for somebody right now who is looking for a life or business coach, right? Or really any expert on any topic that they need help with. This is something important to realize. We all look the same to potential clients unless we really do something very purposeful to stand out. So this is what this challenge is all about. And today we'll take the next step and look at your business from a different angle, right? Which should help you land on your community and your topic, and also start separating you and differentiating you from all the other experts in your field, right? I wanted to first say that the winner from yesterday's post and yesterday's thread was Joanne Ausch. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. And she won a daily participation prize, which means that she can pick any course from my online store worth $500. I actually asked my daughter to pick a name randomly so that there's no bias. So I'm not picking somebody I know or a name I like or don't like. So you can choose any business building course. And of course, today is a new day and you have a chance to win as well by simply posting your homework in our group. And tomorrow morning, I'll be picking another winner. And also, I love seeing all your posts, guys. When you're commenting on someone else's post, you're really encouraging somebody, and we love being heard and seen. So please continue to give feedback to others. All right. We have over 1,800 people, actually almost 2,000 people as of this morning in this challenge. So it would really be impossible for me to keep up with everyone. I try. I really do read everybody's comments, but there's only a few people that I commented on that I could quickly think something to support somebody. But I love the support you've been showing to others. It really means a lot when somebody's responding to your idea. So looking at takeaways. All right, here's the first one. From Freya Joy Tinbergen. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, guys. Takeaway from day one. Thanks to lesson one and the assignment for the lesson. Your questions help me organize my thoughts. I've already written a first article and I have a list of 6 speeches to give. Wow, that's really cool. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Freya Joy. All right, let's see who else is sharing here. Okay. Takeaway from Christiane. I'm gaining confidence into what I'm doing. I thought I had that, and I do on a certain level, but not presenting it on the outside. Thank you for sharing that. Michael is saying laser focus on defining our vision and mission for our clients. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Diane is saying this is much simpler than I typically make out of things. Yes, it is all very simple. Well, I have to say the simplicity lies sometimes on the other side of complexity. Sometimes we have to go through a bit of, thinking and asking and accepting other people's feedback a little bit to really get to the bottom of what we do and how clients need to hear us. Suzanne says, takeaway, I am a confidence cultivator. That's a very cool way to be known as the confidence cultivator. From Fran, my niche should include people who talk to each other. Yes, thank you for saying that. Absolutely true. It makes such a huge difference when people talk to each other. They will talk about you and about your solution. So you'll get more referrals. You'll get more known that way. And you can also market yourself to an existing group of people versus trying to create a group one person at a time. It's always harder that way. Let's see if there's any other ones. And then we'll talk about today's assignment. From Wendy. Takeaway. I used to think that just your personality differentiates yourself from others doing what you do. But when you are online, yes, they don't necessarily know your personality yet. That is so true. This is why networking and connecting feels different when you're trying to get clients, when you market yourself, when you put yourself out there. But online, all people see is what you say in words and images, right? People really can't tell your personality unless you brand yourself that way, which is what we're doing here. Cindy says, I hadn't really considered too much the importance of this aspect of getting known in my area as an expert in my field. So if your goal is to grow your business and it's 2019, then I guess it is important, right? Gail says, my takeaway from day one, amazing session, great. I realized that my niche was not as clear as I thought. Still need help in this area. Well, that level of awareness is definitely important because some people will operate in their business without, struggling to grow and to get clients without really understanding what is missing. What is that missing ingredient? And speaking of missing ingredient and the key to success, that is what our homework was all about for day 2. So let's go over that real quick and see if you have any other questions. By the way, on Friday, I'll be teaching a class where I'll share the absolute best strategy for becoming the go-to expert. Those of you who know a little bit about me may already guess what that strategy is, but be sure to save about an hour on Friday. We'll start at the same time as today. The strategy that I'll be sharing will literally top all the strategies that you see out there because of how fast it can get you to the go-to expert status. in your field. And because it also benefits your community, that community that you want to serve with your business, right? It helps you generate income fast. So definitely block an hour on Friday at the same time, 1 p.m. Eastern, New York time. So today's assignment is a little bit more challenging, but it's totally worth for you to take it and to actually do the homework. So the secret key number 2 for being the go-to expert is to take a stand. And what does that mean? What differentiates go-to experts from any other expert is that they really have their own opinions and their own beliefs on their topic. And they have an important message to share with their audience. They don't follow the mainstream advice. They really want to put themselves out there with their own take, their own message that's based on their specific and unique experience and ideas, right? So the question I invited you to answer this morning was this: what's your biggest message to your target audience? In other words, what do you believe is the biggest key to success in your area of expertise, right? Now, I just hung out with Michel Nure, who's a good friend of mine from Canada, and I have been quoting him millions of times, I think. I actually messaged my son the other day and I said, you know how I always say, what drives you crazy makes you great? And he said, yes, like 300 times you've said that. I'm like, well, great, because I'm hanging out with Michel Nure, the guy who said it. So that was a cool lunch for me to hang out with the originator of this quote. So what drives you crazy makes you great. So the question is, what drives you crazy in your niche? And I gave you a few examples in the email. I'm going to read that now in case you didn't get to the homework yet. So here it is. In order, this is from my own example, my own business. In order to grow your business, following a success blueprint is not enough. A success blueprint. You must first get clear about your unique personality, your natural abilities, your lifestyle goals, and then leverage all of that to create your own custom fit business growth strategy, right? So that is my kind of current big idea. That's the message that I am all about. I'm building a business around that. Here's another example, and this is from one of my clients. In order for parents to raise successful children, encouragement and discipline are not enough, right? Typically, that's what we hear, that you need to encourage your children and discipline them properly, or whatever your beliefs are. But we hear that a lot. What she says, that you need to help them uncover their unique talents early on and then create opportunities in which your children can grow and shine. So that's her message, right? She doesn't just follow the mainstream advice on parenting. So let me see if there are any comments here. So what I want to do is I want to give you examples from the thread that I've been reading today all morning, making notes, copying and pasting to share with you some of the things I liked and some of the things that could be improved. So let me share those with you. All right. Here we go. So Olivia Mitchell, there is no such thing. This is her message. This is her taking a stand. This is her being an advocate for her audience, right? Linda says, yes, I wish my parents had done that. Yes, a lot of us do wish for that, Linda, that they would uncover our unique talents. And my parents actually uncovered my well, I kind of made them uncover my talent, because at 8 years old, I came to them and said, I want to play piano. And I decided I was going to be a music teacher, and I actually graduated from music college. I went all the way. So early on, that was nurtured, which was very helpful. Definitely found a place to belong. But back to the big messages, big ideas. So Olivia Mitchell says, there is no such thing as the fear of public speaking. It's the fear of disapproval. If you can immunize yourself against the fear of disapproval, you will no longer feel afraid of speaking in front of a group. And I wish I could post it, but it's too long. So I don't think, it's kind of, it cuts off. So sorry, guys, I can't really show you the entire thing. But that's what she was saying. Let's see, I lost my place. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, there's no such thing as the fear of public speaking. That's the mainstream belief, that people are afraid of public speaking more than of dying, right? And she says there's no such thing as fear of public speaking. It's the fear of disapproval. Of course, it makes sense. And then, so that is her message. Sue Ferreira says, in our increasingly competitive world, to grow a business today, you have to be seen and heard. And video is the most powerful tool to extend your reach, influence, and impact and income, right? So of course, she's probably teaching people how to use video to market themselves, right? So her message is about, in order to be successful in this competitive world, you need to be seen and heard, and video is the best way to do that. That's very clear. I'm picking out the ones that are very clear, that don't have the jargon, that don't make me, think too hard and make my head hurt. Victoria Huff O'Brien says, if you don't care of yourself while caring for so many others, like your aging parents, your children, someone is going to be caring for you. So if you don't take care of yourself while caring for others, someone is going to have to care for you. So that's an interesting way to put it. We've heard that before, but the way she put it is interesting. Cheryl Hess had a nice, interesting message. When you are going through divorce or breakup, your problems are not your kids' problems. Keep it separate. Take a stand for them and for yourself. I think she went on to explain this a little bit more, but I'm just reading this part because it felt like, that's an interesting, clear message. When your problems are not your kids' problems when you're going through divorce or breakup, right? So take a stand for them and yourself. Melody Chadamovo, hoping I'm not butchering it too much. In order to have a joyful, lasting relationship, finding a man is not enough. You must first heal from your painful past and accept yourself. Get clear about the man you want and the relationship that you want to create to meet both your needs, right? So that's a very clear message. I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to give you some examples of messages where I felt like maybe they need to be revised a little bit to be stronger. So if you're still struggling with your message, listen up. I'm going to give you some tips on how to improve a few of these. So I'm not going to name names in these ones because I feel like they're half baked and I really want to make them stronger. So if you recognize yourself in this message, great. Take note of this. So in order to find fulfillment in achieving your goals, you need to assure that the goal is aligned with your values as the person you are today. It's clear. The problem that I see with this message is that it's everywhere. I've heard this so many times, right? In order to find fulfillment and achieving your goals, you need to assure that the goal is aligned to your values. It's very broad. So maybe applied to a more specific kind of person, your target client. Who is your target client, right? Or in a specific situations, for example, what is the goal? Like finding a more fulfilling career, right? Then it'll be more distinct and more meaningful. Here's another example. In order to live your life on a consistent basis with a peace of mind and success, wishing and dreaming alone is not enough. You must first become clear on who you are, your purpose, and how to become resourceful, and then manage your emotions joyfully to create your personal big bad wolf insurance policy and never have your house blown down. So it has an interesting language. It's fun to read, right? The reference to the Three Little Pigs, right? The challenge that I'm seeing here is that I feel like I heard this message before many times again, and it's very similar to the first example I gave you, right? So I would encourage you to go deeper to the original reason this message has become meaningful to you. We each have a unique story, a unique life experience, right? How can we make this more specific, deeper, more truthful, more connected to our own life or business experience, right? Also, see if you can connect it to the outcome, to a specific result that people want, the people that you want to serve, right? For whom is this message important to hear? That is a very important question. Who needs to hear this message, right? Okay. Patricia Smith, I'm quoting you, and I'm also suggesting a little bit of a modification. So, Patricia, you said, in order to have a dream wedding, ideas are not enough. The key to a dream wedding is what? You left me hanging there, right? What you did say is, though, this is how your message actually read. In order to have a dream wedding, ideas are not enough. My task is to help you come up with the best ideas about theme, color coordination, venue, your personality, and combine them in such a way to make your dream come through. So your message is not about you or your services. Your message is about what you believe is the key to success, right? Here's another example from Allison. My biggest message is this: everyone has the potential to be awesome. You just have to find out what in. Focus on what you do well and become really excellent at it. This is too broad. I'm not clear who you focus on, like who you are an advocate for and what you focus on. The goal of this message is for you to take a stand, but also for other people to clearly understand who to send to you, what problem you're solving. Who are you an advocate for, right? Here's another one, and I'm going to take a look at your questions. I'm just reading your comments here to see if there's anything else I can read. Okay, here's one from Donnelly. In order to be a great leader, you'll need more than determination and a strong will. You'll need the mastery skills, mindset, and practices that turn vision into reality by leading people. So I like the first part, in order to be a great leader, because everybody wants to be a great leader if they're leading a company, right? You'll need more than determination and strong will. Okay, this is the mainstream idea that we hear, right? But then she says, you'll need the mastery skills, mindset, and practices that turn your vision into reality. It's not clear what kind of mastery skills one would need, what kind of mindset and practice, like what does it mean? So the first part is great, but the second part needs to state clearly what the key ingredient is. So here's my modified version of Donnelly's message. And Donnelly, if you're listening, tell me if that makes sense. I'm totally making this up. I don't know that that is what you're standing up for, but maybe it is. So in order to be a great leader, you'll need more than determination and a strong will. That's her first part. And then I'm adding this: you'll need to become a master at communicating your vision in a way that inspires your people to take action and make it a reality. So she was focusing on, you need mastery skills and mindset. And I took it further. Mastery at what? At communicating your vision in a way that people are inspired to take action, make it a reality. So hopefully that is what you were trying to say. If not, throw it out. Come up with something else. But it needs to be more clear, right? Okay, I like what Angel says. You can have the natural hair of your dreams when you are clear of your true desires. Well, here's my natural hair of my dreams, but it was not my true desire when I was a child. I don't know if that's related to your business, I'm sure, but I thought I would have fun with that, Angel. All right, here's another one. Okay, this is from Ernie. I really liked it. Ernie Boxall. Everyone is saying it's all about the story. I disagree. It's all about how we tell the story, how we prepare the story, how we practice the story, how we perform the story, and how we follow up on the story. So this makes me want to know more. And it's clear that Ernie is a public speaking trainer, I'm guessing, teacher. So a great message leaves you desiring more. And I feel like, okay, yes, people say it's all about the story. The story, your story sells, but it's not really about the story, Ernie says. It's about how well we tell this story, how we prepare, practice, perform, and follow up on the story. So I want to know more. It's a great message. Nancy says, my biggest message is this: nursing school teaches about drugs, disease, and death. That's great, but there's so much more to being a nurse and surviving in this profession. I cover all of that so that a new nurse can hit the ground running. So I love this, and I would mention maybe a little bit more specific, like which aspects are not covered in a nursing school, right? Maybe mention specifically which aspects, maybe emotional, maybe mental, maybe spiritual, right? There's so much more to being a nurse and surviving in this profession. Like what? Tell me more. And so that would be your message. But I like it because it's very clear. Yeah. Drugs, disease, and death. That's what nursing schools are teaching, apparently. All right, Diane, this is my last example. And then I'm going to go and take a look at what you guys are saying. From Diane Rennie, look beyond the money in order to thrive in retirement. Reconnect with what has meaning for you, what brings you joy, what gets you excited and energized. Like a lot of people who are about to retire have plans for money, and they have fears and anxiety around money, right? But she's saying reconnect with what has meaning for you, what brings you joy, create your plan and empower yourself and your life from this place. So that's a very clear message. All right, so that's all I had to share with you. Let me take a look. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them. We have like 5 minutes to overcome. Okay, Sandra, to overcome your fear of having no chance to find a new job while over 50, I believe that you have to be clear about your attitude, to be I can't read that word, self-determined, and when maybe you misspelled it, self-determined, and win awareness that at this age you have expertise to give to others. So I like that. It probably needs to be a little bit more clear. I'm wondering if this is something that people hear all the time anyway. You want to overcome your fear of not being able to find a job over 50. So how do you do that? Well, you need to know and be confident that you have expertise to give to others. I feel like I've heard that before many times. Maybe there is a nuance that can make it even more unique as a message. Go to the edge of what you believe in. Kendall Summerhawk always said that to her clients. I don't know if you know, guys, Kendall Summerhawk, but she says, go to the edge of what you believe in. Like, really be truthful. What do you believe? Like, why can't people get a job after 50? Why do they believe they can't get a job over 50 years old, right? Like, so what something is keeping them in that place of fear, right? They don't feel like, they feel very competitive. Like, say it more like you truly are going for it. You're welcome, Sandra. Okay. LC says, film school and a foot in the door are not enough to be a successful filmmaker. You must learn and the cutting edge business skills and life balance. Okay, that feels clear to me, and I'm not familiar with that industry, so I don't know what people are used to hearing, but that it's all about that. What do they hear every day, right? Like the people who want to lose weight, they've tried all the diets, all the methods, all the pills, all the coaches. What do they need to hear you and your unique message about weight loss, right? Like, what is going to get them to turn their head? Question from my namesake. Do you recommend emphasizing the problem, the pain, or the solution? What can be? Your message is about a secret ingredient. What does it take, in your opinion, to succeed in your area of expertise? So if you are a parenting expert, what does it take to raise successful children? If you are a health expert, what is the real key ingredient, in your opinion, in your strong belief, to a great health? If you are a anti-aging expert, what does it really take to live to 100? Right? Hopefully that makes sense. Teresa, in order for families struggling with loving each other after the will is read, it's a very specific topic. We will look into the triggers or call that. So this is a very specific, very targeted to an audience of who we are targeting, Teresa. So I'm gonna, I would need a little bit more time to read it and analyze it. Well, actually, that's a good sign that you need to shorten it. I find that when the message requires more deep thinking, it's too complex. I encourage you to simplify it. It's probably all there. I like Cindy's message. If you want to make real money from your book, it's not enough to write it or publish it or even to market it. You have to start thinking about your book as a business. A livable income is possible when you have the plans, strategies, and focus that brings you into the equation. I like the first part. I'm not quite clear about the second part of it, but yes, Cindy, I like that. Gail says, in order to be a powerful presenter, you must first be clear on why you're bringing your message and what call to action you want from your audience. Very cool. Yes. Then you will deliver with greater confidence and impact. Yes, I think it is clear enough. For people who are speaking, who are your target audience, and I may be your target audience, which is why it's easier for me to process this quickly. Yes, I like that. And by the way, it doesn't matter if I like it or not, as long as your target audience resonates with it. All right, last one. All right, I'm going to pick this one from Juan. Hello. Becoming a manager is a big psychological change for a person. Even that first statement already makes me feel like if I were a manager, that this person understands me. Yes, it is a big psychological change for a person. It's not just a promotion, it's a psychological change. It also comes with new responsibilities, demands, expectations, and requires a new whole set of capabilities. The good news is that managers can be developed, not born. So that's really your message, Juan, that managers can be developed, not born. You must first need to be certain what your strengths are, what skills you need to develop to be a high performance manager. So what's missing for me in this is, so what is the key to become a high performance manager? In your opinion, in your belief, when you take this to the edge of what you believe in, what is that secret biggest missing ingredient from managers who are failing? Why do people fail in your niche? Right? Like that's what I would look at. But I really like how you talk about this because people want to be understood. And your first statement makes me feel like you understand it. All right, guys, we are so out of time. Corey, this is not your tagline. This is day 2 assignment, which was take a stand. You want to take a stand for what you believe in. You're very welcome, Juan. So it's sort of like it's not just your core message, it's your strongest belief. It's what you're building your business around. It's what you want people to see when they first meet you online. That's what's going to differentiate you from any other expert, because anybody can say, I'm a life coach and I help people with transitioning in difficult circumstances in their lives. Anybody can say that. But you want to say it in a way that brings up your strongest belief. What is the secret? And why do you choose that as your stand? Is it rooted in your own experience, your story? Like the reason I even came up with the idea of simplicity, and I'm so passionate about simplicity entrepreneurship, is because 2 years ago, I walked away from $1 million company. I always thought that reaching $1 million would make me feel like $1 million, you know, like the holy grail of entrepreneurship. But when I finally reached it, it didn't feel like that. And so suddenly I found myself like, what am I waking up for? I've already reached $1 million and it didn't feel like it was enough to wake up for. So I started looking back into this message of, you know, what is the meaning of having a business? What's the purpose of having a business? And so simplicity entrepreneurship is all about that. It's like you can grow and scale and be successful without having to sacrifice so much in your life, in your health. So it's rooted in my story that I'm just a business building coach, teacher, mentor to people. So what makes me different is that I start with my story and I saw something as I was growing my own business that now I can shape into a message, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Thank you, Sahela. You opening doors. Makes sense. Corey, awesome. Thank you. And you welcome Gail. Thank you so much. Who won yesterday? It was posted. It was posted in the group. So Jovan won. I can't pronounce her last name, but she's there. All right, guys. Tomorrow is an interesting topic, is an interesting angle. So you definitely want to be there tomorrow. We will talk about the third secret ingredient for positioning yourself as the go-to expert. It's something that is almost too obvious for people to get. And so I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. It is so powerful and it's so subtle that most people miss it and dismiss it. And I want to bring your attention to that. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.